Hello everyone, my name is Visgluigers and today we will be looking at Nisha the Lawbringer, a new character in the Borderlands genre on the Borderlands pre-sequel. And we'll be checking on her action skill and all the 3 different skill trees. First off, her action skill is called the Showdown. And what it basically does is it automatically aims at enemies, so basically it works as an aimbot. It has a 6 seconds duration, cooldown of 16 seconds, it adds 42% gun damage, 15% fire rate, 125% reload speed, 15% accuracy, 50% bullet speed, and 30% to recoil reduction. If you haven't seen any gameplay footage, it's just amazing. I think you can't aim down sights. I'm not sure, but I'm quite sure you can't aim down sights, but you really don't need, because your guns are so accurate, because that 30% recoil reduction, some more accuracy, and overall all that damage boost and everything, you need to just go straight at their face and blast them apart. I think it's great. Some people think it's maybe overpowered or stupid, or just don't like the whole automatically aim idea. I think it's fantastic. It's like a new level of gun-zerking. You just go out there, guns blazing, just shoot everything to shreds. So we have these 3 different trees: the Law and Order, Fan the Hammer, and the Riflewoman. Let's take first look at the Law and Order tree. So first off, you're gonna start with the skills Law and Order. So the Law skill increases your shield capacity and melee damage, and the buff, starting from 5% and being maxed out at 4 is 20% shield capacity and damage. I guess it's a nice buff. Nothing's superbly special, but yeah, I guess it's alright. Order is a stacking mechanic. Every time you take 15% of your maximum health in damage, you gain a stack of Order. Based on your number of Order stacks, you have a chance to instantly heal double the damage taken. Order stacks are quickly lost when outside of combat. Heal chance 1.2% per Order stack. Maximum stacks 10. So basically, when you take damage, it has a chance that the damage you take actually heals you for double the amount of kind of damage as it should have done is returned to you as health. Oh, that's a really interesting mechanic. And starting off, if you have the maximum of 10 stacks, it's 12% chance to actually heal you when enemy attacks you. So I think that's pretty good. Nothing that I'm too excited about, but yeah, it's a very interesting mechanic. So then we can get, after these 2, get the 3rd degree, Rough Rider, and Wanted. The 3rd degree. When Showdown ends, or upon killing an enemy, you gain increased damage with your next melee attack. This effect can stack up to 5 times. This is very, let's say, interesting. If you tend to use a lot of melee attacks, well, it can be good, because 100% extra damage is also always a very nice thing to have. But yeah, I don't know, I usually just tend to shoot enemies, so I'm not very excited about this skill. You can be okay at times, but you know, melee attacks usually ain't so powerful unless, you know, you'll get to buff them on other trees or later on this tree. We'll see. And then we have the Rough Rider. Your slam attacks damage is increased by 25%. Dealing damage with slam grants you 5 auto stacks per enemy damaged. This skill also raises your auto stack cap by 5. This is a really good skill in my opinion, because if you have, let's say you slam 2 enemies at once, you automatically gain 10 stacks, raising your chance of actually enemies healing you when they hit you to the 12% already. I think that's really good skill and one of these must-have skills if you go in this tree. Then we have the Wanted. When enemy would cause you to gain an order stack, he gains a Wanted stack. Damaging that target consumes all Wanted stacks and deals bonus damage based on the number of stacks consumed and your level. The maximum number of Wanted stacks is 5, and enemies still gain Wanted stacks even if you are in your maximum order stack. This is fairly interesting. It reminds me of like Grand Theft Auto a bit. But you know, this can be pretty good, especially like if there's like some dude that has a bigger gun or a boss or badass, and they are certainly going to get these Wanted stacks, and you know, who doesn't want to have more damage? The damage level doesn't quite tell you how good or powerful this is, but I'm getting the feeling that it's gonna be pretty good, and yeah, you're probably gonna want this over the 3rd degree, unless you really use those melee attacks often. I'd take the Rough Rider and the Wanted. Then we have the Discipline. Upon receiving 10 order stacks, your shields are restored to full. Also, while at 10 or more order stacks, you can improve melee damage, gun damage, and shield recovery delay for each order stack. This skill also raises your order stack cap by 5. Okay, so what was it called? The Rough Rider skill is gonna be really good with this one, because you basically need to just slam someone and you almost automatically gain full shields. Also, gaining these stacks gives you 1.5% damage per stack, so let's say you can have at this stage up to 20 stacks. That's pretty good. Melee and gun damage. Oh, the gun damage is only 1%, its melee damage is 1.5. And shield delay, okay. But yeah, this is also pretty good. Nothing, you know, nothing major, but I think this is also pretty good. Next we have Due Process, Blood of the Guilty, and Jurisdiction. The Due Process. After hitting an enemy with a melee attack, you deal increased gun damage with all gun types for a few seconds. From level 1 to with 5% bonus, and up to level 5 is 25% bonus. Yeah, now I'm starting to see a pattern here. If you combine this with the 3rd degree skill, you know, you can actually deal quite nice combos between having a melee attack and then shooting. Yeah, you know, that can work pretty well actually. Especially when using the slam, then you're already very close to enemies, so yeah, what the fuck not. Blood of the Guilty. When you or an ally kills an enemy, you gain a stack of order and have 5% of your health restored. This skill also raises your order stack cap by 5. Oh, this is a one of those must-have skills, especially if you're playing on co-op. Because, you know, there's probably going to die quite a lot of people, so every time you gain an order stack and have some health, 5% of your max health restored, that is actually pretty good. Because you will be constantly healing yourself and getting these order stacks, which further heal yourself. That's quite ridiculous. And then the third skill, Jurisdiction. During showdown you regenerate health and gain bonus movement speed. Regenerates 0.8% to 4%. And movement speed from 4% to 20%. Well, you gotta remember that the showdown only lasts for 6 seconds, so yeah, it's pretty okay. Yeah, you know, if you combine that with the Blood of the Guilty, yeah, you can actually have quite good health regeneration going on, so and you can actually like escape from combat and just put the showdown on, even though you're not gonna even kill anyone, and gain some health regeneration, because it didn't take that long to recharge. It was 16 seconds or something. That's pretty fast. So, yeah, this is like one of those why the hell not skills, I guess. Up next we have No Pain No Gain and Raring to Go. Okay, gain increased gun, then No Pain No Gain is gain increased gun damage with all gun types based on how low your health currently is. The lower your health, the greater the gun damage. Gun damage up to 10% on level 1 and 50% on level 5. You know, I always tend to look quite long and think hard these skills that has that the lower your health is or the lower your shields are or whatever, because I have no idea. If I have like full health, how good will this be? If I have it like up to level 5, which when I should have 50% bonus, is it like 5%, 10%, or 0%? I have no idea. So I wouldn't say this is a bad skill, but yeah, let's check that other one. Killing an enemy grants you bonus reload speed and gun damage based on the number of order stacks you currently have. Okay, so it's a kill skill. Reload speed. That it ain't too big. From 0.4 to 2.8. It really relies on you to have those stacks. And the same goes to the gun damage. Yeah, and it is a kill skill, so you have to kill someone in order to get this for a couple of seconds. Yeah, if I should choose between these two, I'd go with the No Pain No Gain. Yeah, or maybe you could put like 1 or 2 to the Raring to Go, but the rest would go to the No Gain No Pain, because you anyways probably are going to have those order stacks, so you would gain at least some bonus from it. And then moving on to the capstone, Thunder Crackdown. Your melee attacks cause a large cone-shaped shock burst, dealing increased damage for each order stack. This skill also increases your order stack cap by 5, cooldown 10 seconds, melee damage 10% per order stack as shock damage. Well, yeah. I've understood that it can hit multiple enemies, so yeah, I guess it can be pretty good. You know, to be honest, I thought the capstone would have been a bit better, but I guess we are gonna have to see that if this is a good skill or not, because this is just speculation at this point. But I did mention that, you know, if you get all these skills, there were a couple of skills that kind of requires you to make these couple of random melee attacks. So having this would make that 1 or 2 melee attacks that you're going to make pretty damn powerful. So yeah, it's not a bad thing at all. Yeah, it can be pretty good actually. Yeah. Overall, this Law and Order, I first thought when I saw a video about it, I think it was the dev video, and I was like, yeah, you know, this does not interest me that much, but yeah, I'm gonna take a closer look anyways. And you know, I actually got pretty excited about it. It looks pretty tanky, yet at the same time you do kind of have a lot of damage going on. Yeah, I think I'm digging it. Up next we have the skill tree Fan the Hammer. Let's have a look. We got Saddle Up and Ruthless at the beginning. Saddle Up is killing an enemy grants you increased movement speed and gun damage for a short time. Movement speed from 4% to 20%, gun damage from 5 to 25. If you stack this up, you know, 25% gun damage. Yeah, movement speed, yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty good for first skill at least. But it is a kill skill, got to bear that in mind. If it would be, you know, flat out make you 25% deal more damage, that would be really good. But yeah, you know, this is one of these, yeah, okay. But let's check the Ruthless. Kills made during showdown extend its duration. Showdown duration 0.1 seconds to 0.1. I think this here has got to be a typo of some kind, because I saw a video about this skill, this Ruthless, and if you can kill fast enough, which shouldn't be actually that big of a problem with the showdown, you can actually get it very easily back to the starting of it. But by this I mean that you start the showdown and you start to kill people, and it can be so that that it won't run out as long as there's enemies, because you reload so fast, you put so much damage on, especially if you have the saddle up, because you're gonna have constantly that kill skill active, and you can go on for like a half a minute, even though it's actually a 6 seconds of action skill length. But you know, you really can extend that a lot. I have no idea. I can't actually remember where I took this, but these were official announcements. But I have no idea what it is. Could that be that it's like from 10% to plus 50% the duration, or is it like, could it really be that half a second per skill? I have no idea. Maybe it is just a half a second and you really have to kill a shitload of people fucking fast. But yeah, there you have it. Ruthless. I think that's pretty powerful skill. Up next we have Magnificent 6 and Bottled Courage. Magnificent 6. The last 6 bullets in non-elemental weapon clips deal extra damage. gun damage from 6% to 30%. The last 6 bullets. Yeah, well, you know, if you have a gun that has maybe only 6 bullets, well, this skill is gonna be pretty good. I'm looking at Jacob's weapons right now. Yeah, I think this character is embodiment of Jacob's weapons, so why the hell not? Okay, the battled courage. When showdown begins, a portion of your shield is instantly restored. Also, while showdown is cooling down, you can improve shield recharge rate and shield recharge delay. Showdown restores from 10 to 50% of your shield recharge rate are going to be 7 to 35. That is pretty good. Recharge delay from 7 to 35. Yeah, I think this is pretty good, but I would first invest on the Magnificent 6 because I like a lot of Jacob's weapons. I do really love Jacob's weapons. But for a person that really do not like Jacob's weapons and wants to go with big clip sizes, the Bottled Courage should be an obvious choice. Up next we have Short Fused. After killing an enemy, all your shots deal bonus explosive damage for a short time. The closer the enemy is to you, the higher the damage. Up to 35% weapon damage as explosive. Okay, so it's a kill skill, which is a negative thing. And it's also restricted to how close the enemies are, but I would still take it because it's only a 1 skill point that it's going to cost you, and up to 35% weapon damage. That is pretty good for 1 skill point, for not 5, 1. So yeah, I would take that as well. Following that we will have Faster than You, Pickpocket and Gunslinger. Faster than You, killing an enemy greatly improves your reload speed, weapon swap speed and fire rate for a short duration. Reload speed from 7 to 35%, weapon swap speed from 7 to 35% as well. Yeah, it's a kill skill. But reload speed is always a fun thing to have, because it's really annoying when you're really gonna have to reload in a tight spot. But it's also a kill skill, so I'd more rather have, like, when it's maxed out, to have 25% a base reload speed and without being a kill skill. But this is what we have. It's not bad, it's not great, it's okay. Pickpocket. Your melee attack steals up to 6 bullets from your enemy and instantly loads them into your current gun's magazine. There is a cooldown for this skill, does not work with rocket launcher ammo. So, you know, if this would have been in the Law and Order skill, it could have been pretty good, because you're anyways going to do some melee. But, you know, in this, I think this is all about gunning them down, so... But it's all... This is one of these that it's only 1 skill point, so I guess why the fuck not, but... Nothing special here. Unless you kinda have a gun that has really long reload speed. And... like some kind of shotgun that has a really long reload speed, or like 8 bullets or so, and you can shoot almost a full clip and then just make 1 melee attack and you have almost a full clip again. Gunslinger. When showdown begins and ends, a portion of your gun is instantly loaded, up to 1 to 5 ammo added. I'm gonna go with nope, nope on this one, because if you add here 5 skill points, it adds to your magazine 5 plus 5 on a showdown. Yeah, I'd more rather go with the faster and new, because yeah, just fuck the gunslinger. Oh. Yeah, just nope, nope, nope. Maybe with sniper rifles and shotguns, but nope. Nope. I have a feeling that this tree is based on pistols, and usually pistols load pretty fast. And especially if you're going to have a probability of 35% reload speed, and during the showdown you have 125% reload speed more. That's insane. You really don't need to worry about reloading at that stage. So Gunslinger is gonna be nope. Up next, Hell's Coming With Me and Night Noon. Wow, sorry, High Noon. So Hell's Coming With Me. After reloading or reaching your maximum clip via pickpocket for a short duration, your gun has a chance to fire twice. Extra shot chance from 9 to 45%. Not a huge fan of these twice shot chance things, cause if you're going with Jacobs, for instance, which you probably will be if you're going down this tree, you anyway shoot so fast. Yeah, it can be cool thing to if you have like a 6 bullet magazine to be able to empty it with 3 shots, but it will have a ridiculous DPM, but yeah, and you have to use the pickpocket in order to use this, so oh god, it's gonna be another nope. High Noon. You gain a bonus to gun damage for the longer you are in showdown. Okay, so it's 1 to 5% per second. That's pretty good. It's going to be, if you have this maxed out, it's gonna be 5 equals 5, which is 25% on the end. Yeah, definitely beats the Hell's Coming With Me, yeah. High Noon, got to go with that one. Hell's Coming With Me, nope. Nope. High Noon it is. And moving on to the capstone, one for each of ya. When using a pistol, you get an exact copy of that gun in your offhand. While using iron sights, you shoot with your main hand only. Okay, so you get a, it's like, basically it's free Gunzerk, but with a pistol. And probably with a Jacobs pistol, I'm digging it a lot. You know, in comparison to the Law and Order, we'll get that shockwave thing. Yeah, one for each. Yeah, yeah, it's a definite winner for me. Gonna be a tough call to choose which tree am I going to go when I get my hands on this game, but because the Law and Order and its stack mechanic actually sounded pretty awesome, but oh, this, you know, two revolvers, yeah, and you know, longer duration showdowns and monster damage, explosive Jacobs bullets and shit. Yeah. not so hard decision anymore. When I get this game, I'm gonna go with the fan and the hammer, unless the Riflewoman is going to be really awesome. So let's see. Riflewoman will start with Snapshot and Bonefight Grit. So the Snapshot. When firing from the hip, you gain dramatically increased accuracy and recoil reduction. Accuracy from 7 to 35%, recoil reduction 5 to 25. Yeah, it kinda requires you to fire on the hip. Yeah, let's see further down the tree if it has a really good effect, but you know, I usually aim. And I probably don't need to explain why. Bonefight Grit. Like Bonafide Grit. Killing an enemy grants you a bonus critical hit damage and health regeneration for a short duration. Regeneration 0.4 to 2% health per second. Critical hit damage 7 to 35%. Bonafide Crit. 2% health regen. You know, I'm kind of thinking these on Snapshot versus Bonafide Crit. I don't know. Depends so much on your play style. I have no idea what would I do in this, but maybe put couple of points on each one to be able to kind of shoot from the hip, because you know I do that everyone does that sometimes, but yeah, neither of them is bad. Snapshot, if you really don't use if you use a lot of iron sights and don't shoot a lot of from the hip, probably you can scratch the Snapshot and go with Bonafide Grit. Following on, Quick Shot and Unchained. The Quick Shot. After reloading for a short duration, you gain increased gun damage and fire rate when shooting from the hip. Gun damage 6 to 30%, fire rate 7 to 35%. So yeah, if you combo this with the Snapshot, the fire rate wouldn't be so big of a deal if you are using a Jacob's guns, but gun damage looks tasty. Because you know, if you're using guns that have small clips, you know, you're gonna have that 30% gun damage all the time, basically. Yeah, I'm digging that. Unchained. Shooting an enemy grants you increased fire rate with all gun types. A stack of Unchained can only be gained once per second. All stacks are lost if you don't shoot an enemy for 10 seconds. Okay, so you get fire rate from 1 to 5 per stack. Or 1 to 5% per stack. At this stage, I just probably go with couple of points to the Bonafide Grit in order to get some health regeneration and critical hit damage as well. Well, it's a side thing. Couple of points in the Snapshot in order to just make the hip fire a bit more accurate, and then Quick Shot. The Unchained. I'm not a huge fan of stacking skills. The Law and Order was, yeah, that sounded fun. Unchained, nah. It also prevents you basically from using Jacob guns. Of course you can use Jacob guns, but then this skill is meaningless. Up next, Fistful of Bullets. Increases your magazine size with all gun types by 3. Got to go with Jacobs. Yeah, you know, this is good. I love it. Dig it. Gotta go. Snapshot, quick shot, Fistful of Bullets. Can't go wrong with that one. Nope, no, you just can't go wrong with that. Following up, Crack Shot, Impatience, and Hot Lead. The Crack Shot will be the first shot fired from a fully loaded magazine, causes bonus damage. If you kill an enemy with this shot, they explode, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Gun damage from 10 to 50%. Well, the Jacobs guns do not have a very big magazine, which you probably should prefer, and you're going to be reloading quite fast because of that. The first shot fired, yeah, you know, if you use, for instance, Jacob snipers, well, you know, you can go with revolvers as well, because they're pretty high powered as well. Crack Shot, not a huge fan of it, because I have a feeling that the Hot Lead is gonna be pretty good, but let's see the Impatience. Killing an enemy grants you a stack of Impatience, increasing your reload speed by 20% for each stack. All stacks are lost after reloading, stacks up to 21 times. So you're gonna have a fucking big magazine to get 21 stacks. Because I don't think this is gonna be the same kind of stacking mechanic as the Necromancer has, the Anarchy, when it's like when you press the reload button that it takes all the stacks away. This just says that all the stacks are lost after reloading. It doesn't say that it requires a manual reload, so you really should. So you really need you need to kill 21 enemies with a single clip in order to get the maximum boost out of this one. But you know, the Gearbox tends to want to put a ridiculous degree of the possibilities in some skills, so yeah. But let's say you kill 4 enemies with a clip, you get 80% boost on reload speed. Even if you kill 1, it's pretty good. So yeah, Impatience, a good, you really gotta go skills, cause you're anyways gonna kill some enemies at some point, well, probably. So yeah, you should go with Impatience, especially since it's only 1 skill point. Then the Hot Lead. Your critical hits with non-elemental guns, Jacobs, deal additional fire damage with a high chance of igniting enemies. The damage of the fire and the ignite damage is based on your gun's damage. Adds 5 to 25% of gun damage as fire. Ignite damage level 1. Yeah. Jacob's fire damage. Winning. Yeah, you know, the Crack Shot can kiss my ass goodbye, cause Hot Lead is the way to go. Of course, some enemies have resistances to fire, but fuck that, because your weapon it's not a fire weapon. It has a chance to deal fire as well, so yeah, you're not fucked if you're going to kill someone who has fire resistance. So yeah, Outlast gotta go with that one. Impatience also damn good. Next up, Trickshot and Tombstone. Trickshot. Your bullets that hit walls or other objects have a chance to ricochet off towards a nearby enemy. So it's kinda same as the Necromancer's first skill. So bullet ricochet chance 8 to 40. Yeah. So that's a little bit less. I think the gauge had from 10 to 50%. Yeah, I'm quite sure. Ricochet bullet damage minus 20%. I'm not sure did the gauge have that. Probably did. Yeah, trick shot. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's actually really good. 40% chance to hit even though you did not hit. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you're gonna go with that one, especially since you're going to be firing from the hip a lot on this tree. So, yep, you probably want a trick shot. How about Tombstone? After killing an enemy, all hits have a chance to count as critical hits for a short time. Critical hit damage, critical hit chance, 6 to 30%. That is also a really fucking good skill. It's one of these things that you really want them both. But to be honest, if you should go with just one, or basically you're gonna have to start with one, I'd go with the Tombstone. Because really, you're not gonna be aiming a lot when firing from the hip. Of course you're gonna be aiming, but you know, it's not like you would be aiming for weak spots. You just point the gun at the right direction and pull the trigger, so maybe the first couple of shots can hit a larger enemy's weak spot, but the rest will just go somewhere. Somewhere. So Tombstone, it's another kill skill, so yeah, it's annoying, but really, if you anyways gonna go with Jacob's guns, so really, I think they have pretty good modifier on the critical hit damage table, so imagine you have a Jacob's gun that should have 6 bullets, but it actually has 9. You get increased damage for shooting from the hip. I think you had increased damage. I might be full of shit, but it has a chance to ignite enemies, and after killing one, you do critical hits regardless where you hit. You know, this is one of these rare classes that every single tree seems like a good option. Combine this with the trick shot. My life is gonna be complete. Yeah. If you're gonna go either one, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. You know, even if you're gonna go with 2, 3, yeah, wouldn't be bad either. Having only like 16 or 42% chance of trick shotting. Yeah, it's there. You have the chance. With the Necromancer, I was like, what I thought about it was that you really need to max it out, so to get the desired benefit. But You know. Oh, but oh, random critical hits. Got to love them. I don't know, but basically, if you have the trick shot and the hot lead, it can also be a ridiculously good. We'll see. Probably gonna go with like 2 and a 3, and then going to get a capstone, and then filling these 2 bad boys up. Speaking of capstone, it's Unforgiven. During showdown, all shots that hit enemies ricochet towards other nearby enemies, dealing 10% weapon damage per hit. Also, showdown ending triggers an explosive nova on all enemies who have been shot by you. If you get knocked into fight for your life mode while in showdown, the nova will still trigger. So even if you die on your showdown, you have a chance of automatically getting a second wind, which is pretty good. Because as the gunzerker, it was pretty annoying when you had that gunzerking going on and you died, or like get in the fight for your life during the gunzerk. It fucked myself over a couple of times, so this has quite a big chance that I don't know how much the explosive nova does damage, probably not superbly much, but if you have like a cluster of enemies, they might do damage to each other. So yeah, Unforgiven, in comparison to the dual wielding pistols, I'd rather take the 2 pistols. But this is also pretty damn good. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just a huge fan of 2 pistols. But the Riflewoman is also damn good. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. And you know, actually, you don't have to go with Jacob's pistols. You can also go with the Jacob sniper rifle with this one. Personally, I would still go with the pistol, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty fucking good. Oh man, you know, if I'd have to decide here and now, what tree should it be? What shall it be? I probably would go as hard as is with the fan the hammer, and then move on to the Riflewoman to get those hip fire bonuses. Because when you get those 2 revolvers skill, the capstone of the Fender hammer, you basically can't aim down sights with pistols. You can, but it will only use one of them. So basically you're gonna have to shoot from the hip, and if you're gonna have to shoot from the hip, the Riflewoman is a got to go zone, because you get hell of a big bonuses from firing from the hip. So yeah, I think that is what I would go. Probably would try the Law and Order. It's certainly not a bad tree, but yeah, you know, whatever you are going to go with, it can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this character, and it will be interesting to see how they've implemented this progression, because there was a lot of talk that you would get the action skill earlier, and here's a lot more these 1 out of 1 skills, and it will remain to be seen what is going to be the level cap But this was my impressions on the skill trees. Looking forward to this a lot. Super excited. I hope you get excited as well. Please share on the comment section what you think about these trees. Are you excited about them? What tree are you going to go for? And is there some skills that you think that are totally useless? And if there's some skills that are too overpowered? There's been some talk that some skills are overpowered. And overall thoughts. Was I full of shit? Did I have good points? Let me know. And I hope I'll see you on the next video.